For me, basically, I'm of the opinion that if metaphorical statements were made concerning people and they feel that they want to sue me, so be it. I will be glad and willing. For me, I have said it time and time again that arrest is like a public relations for me, and jail is campaign for me.
So guys, Barrister Deji has come out to raise alarm over plots to arrest him like they did to Mr. Dele Farotimi. So guys, you can see what is going on in this country. The powers that be, they believe that, clamping down on Nigerians, silencing them is the only way to go now. We know that all the institutions are failing us. It's only our voices that we are left with. And now their plan is to, start silencing Nigerians. So guys, we know that Barrister Deji has been very critical of all these, cabals, the powers that be, all these people who are not ready to give Nigerians dividend of democracy. He has always called them out. People like who is neither in the APC nor in the PDP and all that. But guess what? This time around, there are underground plans, to arrest him the way they did to Mr. Dele Farotimi. But guess what? Deji said he is ready, that he even enjoys going to jail. That is what, his struggle is all about. So guys, I'm going to let you just take your time, watch this video, just for you to know that honestly, the powers that be, they don't want Nigerian youths, to change this country. Take a look at what Deji said.
For me, basically, I'm of the opinion that if metaphorical statements were made concerning people and they feel that they want to sue me, so be it. I will be glad and willing. For me, I have said it time and time again that arrest is like a public relations for me, and jail is campaign for me. So those are some of the things that I enjoy. And I
enjoy going to jail?
Yes, of course. I miss prison, I must say. And for the things that I do, if I don't get to see the four walls of prison, it means I've basically compromised. And that's why I tell you that the first signs that an activist has betrayed the struggle or compromise is when he begins to fraternize with people who are in government.
But when you say you're missing prison, yes. I mean, it implies that
and this is not metaphorically speaking.
Sure, it implies that you're saying that they are actually correct in suggesting that you're defaming.
For you to defame anyone, there must be malice. There must be specific malice directed at the other person. There's no malice whatsoever against anybody. All I'm asking for is that the opposition should be a credible one, should wake up to their responsibilities, should be alive to opposing the government. They are not. You must prove to us if critical voices in the country like us, who have courageously spoken against this government, if they feel that by silencing us, by some threat of suing us or dragging us before the court or the prison, if they feel that is the best way to strengthen the democracy, we are ready. They should bring the game on. We are always unapologetically ready to challenge them. Even if they have the backing of government, we will still challenge them. So for many of us, just in finally answering the question that for someone like me, I would never intentionally say things that I do not have evidence or credible intel, and when the time comes, don't worry, we will cross that bridge.
Right.
But we must
even the one you talk about, our crude oil in the facilities abroad. During Buhari's administration, I'm aware 2 teams were sent to China. They came back and confirmed that we have crude oil there. Later, NNPC hired Afi Babalola to go on television, advertise on the papers that the whistleblower is a liar, that nothing like that happened.
The arrest and detention of Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi, a lawyer and a rights activist, and also a political activist in the country, was abducted in Lagos in his office on the instruction of the Nigerian police after our revered father and leader in the legal profession had petitioned that Dele Farotimi in his book defamed him. Well, it is unfortunate and regrettable that our revered father and leader in the profession will resort to using the police to harass, intimidate, and arrest a fellow lawyer, someone who is speaking up against the ills in society, that if Baba Babalola felt defamed, that the ordinary thing that one would have expected him to do is to have use civil remedies, to sue Dele Farotimi, that when people who have condemned institutional abuse of institutional power in the past, like Baba, now resort to doing same, it is most unfortunate. That we call on the critical stakeholders, especially in the police, that the police must stop acting as errand boys to big men, influential people, politicians. That it also points to the fact that one of our clients, SP Darlington, popularly called Akpi, has been in custody now for over a week for allegedly defaming and insulting Burna Boy. Things like this are clear abuse of power and abuse of office simplicity that the whole world has moved away from criminal defamation. These are colonial laws. That Nigeria must move away. The idea of abducting Dele Farotimi from Lagos and taking him to the turf of Baba Afe Babalola in Ekiti in itself is suspicious. Why was Dele Farotimi not arraigned in Lagos, where he resides and does business? Why was the raid on his office? Why was it so violent? Why were lawyers threatened by the police that they would be shot, as viewed on the interview on News Central? Why was the receptionist slapped? And other violations of the fundamental rights of lawyers and non-lawyers alike who were in the firm the day of the arrest. And why the show of force? The police officers who are going all over the place, who are being mobilized from state to state to arrest people, are needed in Zamfara. There's a new terrorist group called Lakurawa or something like that. The police officers are needed. It is because of the idleness of the police and other security agencies, that's why insecurity festers in the country. That the time, the resources used to fight ego wars on behalf of powerful, influential, and wealthy citizens, that those resources, taxpayers' money, should not be used in ego wars, and in pleasing people who feel defamed, that taxpayers' money should be used to fight bandits, to fight insecurity, to arrest dangerous criminals who have committed crimes such as murder, armed robbery, theft, rape, kidnapping. That is what the security agencies should focus on. I'm therefore making a passionate appeal that these incessant arrests by security agencies, especially the police, that they will continue to make the human rights index rating of Nigeria to be extremely very bad. That the president of Nigeria should make an executive, he should give an executive order restraining the police from getting involved in civil disputes such as defamation, landed matters, rent and tenancy issues, that the Inspector General of Police himself should commit, even without the president giving the executive order, that the Inspector General of Police should issue a clear directive to all officers that taxpayers' money should be saved and that they should focus on fighting crime, that civil issues are not crime per se, and that they should focus simplicity on issues around crime and crime prevention. That in doing so, the Nigerian police and other security agencies like the DSS will have the trust and respect of all Nigerians at home and abroad. And that this will improve the human rights rating of the country. And finally, once again, we are here to talk about issues around the opposition. That we currently have a bad and a weakened opposition in the country. That it's unfortunate and regrettable that as of today, there appears to be non-existence of the opposition political party. That a situation where key issues, key decisions of government are not being challenged at all by the opposition political parties. That it sends the message that the opposition is completely in bed with the government in power. I have said this time and time again that the only way Nigeria will progress is if we have a viral and a credible opposition. That the beauty of democracy, what strengthens democracy and the tenets of democracy is when the opposition is up and doing and it's alive to its responsibility. That what we currently have in the PDP and the Labour Party are a compromise opposition. I have even heard that some people in the opposition are planning to sue me. That is what I've just heard. That they are planning to sue me because I have told them that they are not a credible opposition and that they are not doing the work of opposition. The remarks that they are angry about, metaphorically speaking, as to them being a tea-serving and a kilishi-serving opposition party. Yes, the idea is that opposition must be fierce, opposition must challenge, opposition must confront the government in power. If my remarks, which comes very strongly about my perception and my resolve about providing credible opposition to the government, if this remark is too hard a pill for the opposition to swallow, then it is most unfortunate and regrettable. For me, on my path, I remain committed to putting key actors in government on their toes, and I charge the entire opposition in the country to do same. That the opposition is on trial. The opposition is on trial because the opposition is failing in its constitutional responsibility of holding government at all levels accountable. That the government in power borrows loan from time to time, and that there is no resistance in the National Assembly, either by the PDP, Labour Party, or NMPP. That the opposition, the current opposition in the country, is sleeping. To the PDP National Chairman and the PDP National Secretary, who have said that my remarks about tea serving and kilishi serving is defamatory. What is defamatory in asking you to be a credible opposition? And if anybody focuses now on attacking the opposition, before I'm accused or alleged of working with the APC government or trying to demoralize opposition, all I have asked is that you people should hold the government accountable. Anybody still attacking Obi, anybody still attacking Atiku at this point, or still attacking leadership of the opposition political parties, will also be complicit. The allegations that we have alleged them to be working for the government in power will also be guilty of same. The idea right now is that the APC government, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, should be seen as the common enemy. Everyone should be pointing accusing fingers at them. So I don't want to go on a tantrum with them to say, oh, sue, we will not sue. I don't want to be part of the distraction. Therefore, I withdraw the tea serving and the kilishi serving remark, and so that peace can reign. But if they still want trouble, I am ready and available perpetually in this regard. Urge all members of the opposition, be it Labour Party, be it PDP, that they must hold government accountable. They must truly be opposition. You can see how credible and how viral the opposition in the US is. We have just witnessed an election in the US, fairly and keenly contested. With this current opposition, look at 4 members of the opposition have just defected today to the ruling party in the House of Reps. Very shameful indeed. When nothing is going well in the country, you find members of the opposition defecting to the APC. There's no basis or any justification whatsoever for this. You know, the political crisis in Rivers has been aided by the leadership of the PDP, led by Damagun and Sam Mayanwu. These are Nyesom Wike's loyalists. They have not hidden it. He has openly said it. You know, that they belong to Nyesom Wike, they work for Nyesom Wike. They have said it. In fact, Damagun was quoted as saying that, oh, if they say Wike has bought him, let some other people also buy him back. You know, why will any national chairman of any political party say that? Sam Mayanwu practically follows Nyesom Wike all over the place. You know, even to commissioning projects. Nyesom Wike is an APC minister in the government. So this opposition just have to do better. They have to task for power. Yeah, they have to get power. Do you understand? This was not how the opposition in 2014-15 was. Very simple. That I'm happy, I'm excited that it has gotten their attention. The idea behind these remarks, a majority of these remarks, is for people in opposition to be alive to the responsibility of holding government accountable at all levels. That the PDP and the Labour Party have not held government accountable, and that they have not been credible oppositions. They've not been a veritable opposition to the APC government, and that they must do better. Just this month, we witnessed the arrest and detention of Fisayo Soyombo, the veteran journalist who uncovers, you know, corrupt activities in government. He was working on the activities of illegal bunkers in the Niger Delta. And not only was he arrested, his cover was blown by the military, who he had confided in that this was what he was doing. His cover was blown to the oil bunkers. Evidence from preliminary investigation by him, suffices to show that the Navy and the Army are complicit in escorting vessels that steal crude oil. We have been saying this for years now, that crude oil theft is not possible without collusion of state actors. Just recently, Tom Polo himself said that the Navy is complicit, and our country and our economy is battling and struggling. It's important that we holistically, especially the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, commit to fighting crude oil theft in the country, and that journalists like Fisayo must be protected at all costs to do their job, to expose corruption, and to do reporting as they so fit without any form of harassment. Many of us are keenly looking forward to the revelations of the ongoing investigation by Fisayo Soyinbo, despite the fact that his investigation has been jeopardized by the military. Us in this, on our end, we had written a petition against crude oil theft in the country several months ago, especially early this year. But up to today, nothing has been done. Series of complaints has been filed against key officers of the Nigerian Navy. Petitions have been filed against them. Nothing has been done in terms of investigating the corrupt activities and collusion on the part of the Navy. The reason why people lobby to go to the Niger Delta, especially the creeks, is because they want to be involved in the lucrative oil bunkering and theft in that region. That we will not need to go to China, we will not need to go to France, we will not need to go to Brazil, we will not need to go to the IMF to borrow money if we're able to prevent crude oil theft in our country. That the president and key stakeholders must commit to preventing crude oil theft. Secondly, the other issue that we are here for is the opposing the government. Evidence abounds that this current PDP, led by Damago, has strengthened the APC rule, the APC misrule, the APC's effrontery in crushing dissent and voices of opposition. In Rivers State, this particular chairman and executive of the PDP have aided people who had wanted to remove the governor from office. The law is settled that when people defect, that they lose their seat. They've withdrawn court cases. But of recent, which is very well commendable, that
he wrote a letter.
Yes,
recently,
just of recent, which is commendable.
Asking INEC to hold.
Yes, which is commendable.
Yeah.
When they do something wrong, we must hold them accountable, and when they do the right thing, we must also commend them. Even this recent letter that they wrote, the Nigerian people do not believe or trust that the intentions were right. They feel it was more or less of a face-saving, which I also agree, a face-saving measure. For me, I am of the view that they have been in bed with the government in power, and that they must prove to us.
So guys, you have seen it. This is what Mr. Deji has got to tell Nigerians over plans to arrest him and all that. So you can see what is happening. This country is becoming like, a country that is ruled by dictators. This is no democracy. This is no democracy. And the way they even try to arrest people is the worst of it. Unconstitutional method. You can imagine, if you feel you've been defamed, go to court. Like somebody was comparing Mr. Falana, the human rights lawyer. The person said when Mr. Falana said the very dark man defamed him, he went to court. He didn't need to start calling the police to come help him go arrest the very dark man and all that. But guess what? These people that feel they are power drunk, they've got the money, they've got the influence, they've got everything, they will just use the police, and you see the police just start misbehaving. So like the case of Mr. Dele Farotimi, we saw policemen who came in, threatened to even shoot people because they came to arrest someone. And even in that process, they packed the phones of the workers there, including the phone of the lawyer who owns that office. Everything everything was taken away with them. So you can imagine the level of unprofessionalism of the Nigerian police when it comes to, you know, them carrying out their services. So guys, these are things that Nigerians must rise up to say no to, because if you leave these people, if you leave these cabals, they will turn this country to something else. They know that Nigerians have rejected them. They know that if a ballot is conducted today, they cannot make any headway in terms of winning any election. They know that Nigerians are critical of the kind of leadership we are seeing today. And the only thing they've resorted to is to start clamping down on people, arresting people. So guys, we'll keep you all updated on this issue. If Mr. Deji is still going to come out to give us updates as to whether the arrest threat is still coming or not. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.